Hey, what's up guys? It's Anthony from Anthony's Customs, and for this review, we are looking at the SH Figuarts. I guess this was a premium Bandai, I didn't know that. JIRAYA. I didn't come up with a funny name for him because this is actually my favorite character from my favorite series. And he is the Hidden Leaf Heroic Master Sage Mode set. That's this version of JIRAYA. And you guys asked me to review it. I wasn't going to because it was expensive. I didn't realize it was a premium Bandai. That's why it was expensive. But it is my favorite, like I said. So my favorite character, we'll see. I hope the figure is good. This is from... not Naruto Shippuden. It's regular Naruto, apparently. I don't see a Shippuden on there anywhere. So this figure, I've heard great things and I've heard bad things, so we're going in kind of blind. Let's see if it's any good. Alright, before we look at the figure, I do want to show you my package. I think the package actually looks pretty nice. I like that it has this shading going on. I don't remember the other ones having that. Maybe they did. This one stands out. It looks cool. I don't know. Nice photo there. Some photo there. Figures well enough displayed there. Yeah, it looks pretty good. I think, oddly enough, the One Piece packaging is still the best. And the Naruto line is actually the best line of figures from Bandai at this point, as far as the anime stuff goes. But their packaging's a little bland, but it's still good. If you like blander packaging, it's fine. If you don't care about packaging, it's probably fine for you too. Alright, this guy is in stock at Big Bad Toy Store. That's where I got him. It's expensive, apparently, because it's premium Bandai. I did not realize that. I'll put a link in the description below if you want to get one. He stands about 16.5 centimeters to his head, with his hair about 17.5, give or take, depending on how he's leaning and which way the spike is pointing. So it's going to be about 6 in, I don't know, 3/8 and then almost 7 inches for the hair. Here he is up against Darwin. Good size figure for sure, especially for a Figuarts figure. He's got some size to him. Now, question of the day: which character is your favorite Naruto character? For me, it's this guy 100% because it's the one I'm reviewing right now. But otherwise, it would be Cousin Frank. Okay. Now, some of you are going to be new to my Naruto reviews, and you won't understand the references I'm making, some of them. You'll have to go back and watch all of my different reviews to understand the lore of the Naruto franchise. Okay, so, this guy. Question of the day: do you think this figure looks good now? And then at the end, do you still like it? At the end of the review. To me, it does look pretty good. It's very plasticky. It's a common thing on the Naruto figures, but it's pretty appealing. I don't know if he's supposed to look as fat as he is. It seems a bit much because of the way they did this joint, but generally it looks alright. It does not look bad. The hair goes a long way to help, but there's a lot of molded plastic that has variation in color, and the fishnet stripper outfit underneath his robe does add a little bit extra detail to make him look kind of nice. So despite being plasticky and somewhat sheeny, it's not shiny, but it is sheeny. There's a bit of a sheen. It looks pretty good. The face looks nice as well, so that helps too. Yeah, he looks decent. The sculpt is nice. He's going to look good on the shelf, I think, for the most part. So, yeah, I'll give his aesthetic rating a... It's so plasticky. I want to say 7. You could argue 8 if you don't care about the plasticky, but it's so plasticky in some places. That really, really bugs me. That sucks, but there are other nice things about it that make it stand out, like even just these little finger things are nice and clean. So there are some things. Alright, now as far as accessories go, we don't have a ton of faces. We have the 2 normal looking faces, then the one where he is sunburnt and has a beard, and then you get a face for some girl with whiskers. I don't know who that is. But you get that. You get a decent spread of normal hands, so probably everything you're going to need. But you do also get his lumpy hands. I'm guessing there's some kind of toad thing going on here, if I had to guess, because he's got like lumpy fingers and lumpy feet with pointy things. So yeah, I'm guessing that's a nice addition. That's pretty cool. Didn't know this before, but apparently he's a Blastoise, and you can put these cannons on his shoulders, and he launches these little creatures out of them. So that's pretty cool. You get this mechanism to connect back there. But the little creatures and the cannons look pretty cool. So if you like that, you can do that. And then, I kid you not, they actually included a ball of yarn. And like I said, some of you are not going to get the references here, but I never, ever would have guessed in my wildest dreams that we'd actually get a ball of yarn. And we did. No spiky turtle punch, but a ball of yarn is included, and that's great. If you want to count this thing as an accessory, I wouldn't, because it's probably going to stay on him all the time. You get that too. That's a good spread of accessories. I'm going to go 9.5 out of 10. The only thing we're really missing is a display stand at this point. Maybe some blast effects for the cannons, I don't know, but that's pretty cool. All right, now, as far as articulation goes, this thing he's a cumbersome figure. There's a lot of stuff going on here. Will he pose? Let's find out. For the hair, it's not the best looking segmentation because you can see into the chunks pretty easily. But it does work not too bad. Now, each of the chunks does have a little bit of directionality to it, so you can't bend it far this way. You'll have to rotate it to do that, which is fine. You just have to be aware of that. It curls nicely this way. If you need it to curl the other way, you're going to have to rotate. But that's fine. I think this is a good enough way to do it. When you have something like hair, it's easy enough to do. If it was a straight tail, it doesn't look great to do that. But this works nicely. I think that's pretty good. And then as far as his actual head articulation goes, look at that. I'll be danged. We've got a ball peg down here and a double ball peg up here, and it's nice. Like, it's good to do that. Is it gonna function is the question, which we are going to answer right now. Once I get them all put together. He's actually pretty spiky, so if you're handling him, be aware. Some of these are pointy. Yeah, his hair flexes a little bit, but not very much, so he actually has crap neck or crap head articulation. The neck goes forward and back nicely, but I think they could have used some more flexible material around the head itself. This part doesn't really matter, but the part that touches his shoulders and neck area should have been soft, especially these. It's not, and his head is weighed down by his tail. So be aware, he's not going to work as well as you might like. Now for the shoulders, you get surprisingly a lot of movement. They've got some crazy contraption in there, which is most definitely over-engineered for no good reason at all. But you can raise his shoulders up to horizontal, and of course you're going to get to rotate him around. As far as using the actual butterfly joint, these cuts in here don't really do anything. So all of that extra engineering to pop his arm out and to get very little range still. Like, it's not the worst, but Bandai has just been over-engineering things to Kingdom Come lately, and this is no different. Bicep swivel is fine. Double jointed elbow. It's not bad, but it's pretty limited, given that it's a double joint. The wrists are on ball hinges, that's fine. For the torso, we have a combination of hinges and balls, and leaning forward, this is not how you do that, Bandai. That's too much. There's too much extra stuff here. But it does lean forward a little bit. Leaning back works a little bit better, looks a little bit better. This thing gets in the way, and it does fall off pretty easily, so be aware of that. And then leaning side to side works okay. His joints could be a lot tighter. This is all at this upper joint, and then at the lower joint, if you use both joints, he does lean forward nicely, no real issue. That's using a little bit of hip, but not too much. And then same thing going back, side to side it's pretty good. Like, it's not going to be the most fun thing to handle because of the way they over-engineer everything, but it does seem like it's going to get most of the posing done that you want it to do. And if you can hide this pot belly situation, I think you'll be okay. It does work pretty well overall. Now for the hips, they're pretty much your standard hips. Let's see if they go out. Yeah, he does the full splits, no nuggets. That's a pretty good setup right there. No complaints. That's fine. And then bring the leg forward. Everything splits enough. Ooh, well, it doesn't look good, but you can achieve it. You can see right in there to his special place. It's very mechanical. I don't know if it's bright enough. Yeah, you can see all of that good stuff in there. But it does work, so that is okay. And then going back, yeah, you get a little bit, not a lot. Thigh swivel is a thigh swivel. It feels like it's on a ball. Minimal extra range, though. Double jointed knee, not the best looking thing. It'll get the job done. Decent range, that is okay. Now here's an interesting thing. The shins rotate, and so does the ankle. I don't understand why both do. That's weird. So you're going to have to reposition the shin sometimes because you're going to think it's nothing. Like, it doesn't matter, but it is actually sculpted like a leg. So make sure that's facing the right way or it'll look weird. But then his ankle can move around. They usually have really nice ankles and feet on these figures, probably because whoever is into Naruto likes toes and stuff. But yeah, the feet work nice. The ankles work well. The toe hinge, it's too loose, but it's well designed. Including the sandals like that is exactly how you would do it, so that's great. But it's definitely too loose. Which leads me to the last thing I have to say about the articulation. Between the ankles, this one's pretty loose, this one's not as bad. Between the ankles being loose and the toes being loose, and this guy being pretty top heavy and back heavy, he is kind of a pain in the butt to stand. He doesn't balance well at all. And with his head being weighed down by his hair tail, that's also a problem. So you're going to have some issues with posability that aren't like readily apparent in just analyzing each joint, but that's going to be an issue. But he does work pretty well overall. I think you'll be able to deal with it, but he doesn't come with a stand, so you may need to add something to help him balance or something. But it works pretty well. I will go for Bandai. I'm going to go 7 out of 10. If it didn't have the loose joint issues, I'd say 8 or 8.5. But yeah, he falls over too easily, and his head has problems. But it's pretty well done overall, I'd say. So, time to summarize. Greatest critique on this guy would be the plasticiness, and then I guess the potentiality for falling over because of the loose joints. But otherwise, it's a solid release. It's a typical Naruto release in that it's definitely good enough to pick up if you're interested. Probably not going to win anybody over if they're not interested, but it is a perfectly fine release. Not anywhere near as disappointing as almost all the One Piece figures and most of the Dragon Ball figures at this point. So yeah, if you're a Naruto person, I think you win. He will get an overall rating of, I'm going to say 7. It's kind of expensive, but he comes with some good stuff and works out. Yeah, I'll say 7. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section below. But that's it for me. So thanks for watching. If you enjoyed the video, please do give it a thumbs up. If you didn't, give it a thumbs down. And if you haven't subscribed, you should. I have new videos just about every single day and thousands already on the channel. So make sure you come back for all of that. And in the meantime, keep collecting.